Welcome back to the EJ Ward FieldView training series. In this video, we're going to be going over sites and how to add and change them. To get to our sites, we need to click on the Site Management folder on the navigation window on the left-hand side. From there, we just need to click on the Sites page. So I already have quite a few sites. We're going to go ahead and add a new site, and to do that, we just need to click on the Add Record button. When we add a record, it's going to show a complete blank record of a site, and we just need to fill it out. If any of the fields have a star next to it, that means that it is required. So the only ones that we really have required is the site name and whether or not it's active or not, which is always going to be checked or unchecked. If we're making a new site, we're typically going to want it to be active, so we want to keep that checked, which is by default. So I'm going to put in the site name here. Then we have a site code. That site code can be whatever you want it to be. It's just another identifier for that site. We can put in an address here. Then we can put our city, state, and zip. Now on the state, if you start putting in your abbreviation for that state, it's going to show up everything that has that letter inside of it. So here we have Texas. I'm going to go ahead and click on Texas, and then we'll put our zip code here. You can also put in a county if you want to. I'm going to go ahead and put our county in. And then you can even put a GPS latitude and longitude if you want a certain location to be shown. Now, it's not going to show it on a map or anything, but somebody will be able to take this GPS latitude and longitude, be able to put it into like Google Maps or another mapping software and pinpoint where that location is. A site inside of our system is typically a physical location, but it does not have to be. It can be a site that you want to just put a bunch of transactions or records underneath, but more often than not, it's going to be a physical location. Underneath that, we have our time zone. This is very important if you're going to have terminals connected to the site, because the time zone is going to depict what the time is on the terminal itself. So here we're in Central Standard Time, so we're going to go ahead and keep it at Central Standard Time. But if you have a system that goes over multiple states or multiple time zones, you want to make sure that that site has the correct time zone in it. Otherwise, your terminals are going to be showing different times on the actual screens themselves. For daylight savings time, if you observe daylight savings time, keep it at a 1. If you do not, keep it at 0 or put it to 0. And then we have a department. So if this site is connected with a certain department, you can put a department in. Same thing with a district. The next thing that we have is the active checkbox. And then below that, you can put manager information. So if you drop this down, it's going to be all the employees that are inside of the system. These are not the users that use to log into the FieldView system. These are the employees that are inside of the system. So we can go ahead and put that it's a test user here is the manager of the site. You can put a phone number and a fax number. Once we're done with all of that, you can go ahead and click Save. Once that's saved successfully, we're going to go ahead and see that in our grid behind. So I can go ahead and type in test. And here we see our test site. So I don't have a code, so it's just going to show unknown. And showing unknown just shows that it doesn't have a code in it at all. To change something with this site, we can simply click into the site link. So underneath the site column, you have a link. You'll be able to click on that, and it opens up the record. So let's say I might have put in the zip code wrong. So I can just change the zip code. And then click on Save, and that will change my site's information. And here, if I go into the site record again, I'm going to see that my zip code was changed successfully. This concludes the video on adding and changing sites. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one.